Man, it was a good thing I waited to make this video. So much Giants news to go over today, and we have a podcast. We're live streaming a podcast tonight, so I'm going to try to make this video as quick as I can, so I apologize if there's not a lot of editing in it, but let's get right into it. Cue the intro. What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 squad? Welcome back in to another video. Before we start, guys, as always, if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure you guys hit that like button and also subscribe if you guys are new to the channel and want to see content just like this. And this video is sponsored by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming. Make sure you guys use the promo code KB27 for 20% off plus free shipping on your next Manscaped order. Your balls will thank you. So let's start off with the first news, and that is Sterling Shepard is back and he's practicing. I think he's completely back. He's ready in full practice. So that's good to see. I'm hoping that he's able to play week 1 and actually not get hurt. But we needed Sterling Shepard back, man. We really did, especially with the news that we got today. We need Sterling Shepard, and I'm happy he's back. The longest tenured giant on the team right now. And I'm excited he's back on offense. He's probably going to start. Obviously, he's going to start being as consistent as he was for the past couple of years. A lot of people were saying, well, Wan'Dale Robinson was drafted. He may start over Sterling Shepard. I think that's an asinine take, and I think it's terrible. Even though I'm with you guys to be hyped about our rookies, there's no way that Wan'Dale Robinson starts over Sterling Shepard. He's a priority over Sterling Shepard. It's just not happening. So let's get into the bad news. The bad news that we got today. And wide receiver Collin Johnson tore his Achilles. This is such a heartbreaker. I am so sad by this. I opened up Twitter and I was just distraught. So Collin Johnson was having one of the better standout camps in 2022 so far for the Giants. Obviously, he's arguably the best wide receiver on the roster, in preseason. I'm not trying to say he's better than Kadarius or anything like that. I'm just saying he produced the most out of any of the receivers in the preseason so far. He was doing a great job. I felt like he could have had actual real snaps in the regular season that they could actually use him. Unfortunately, his season is over. Now that's going to move up a spot where, potentially, if Alex Bachman stays healthy, because he's hurt apparently as well. Now it's going to open up a spot for Alex Bachman. It may cause Darius Slayton to forcibly stay on the roster. And then we just claimed 2 wide receivers as well that we'll get into in just a second. But Collin Johnson, he was 6'6", 220 or something like that. Absolute prospect. I loved what he did in the preseason. It was exactly what we wanted out of Kenny Golladay. Let's just be real, right? In the preseason. I'm not saying regular season, but we saw a lot of what Daniel Jones can do with a taller receiver in Collin Johnson, and I was really excited for what we can do with Johnson in the regular season. It's a shame. Like I said, Alex Bachman, the standout star in last week's game, is also hurt as well. Not on season-ending IR, but he is also hurt, so that's something that I guess we have to look out for. Alright, so let's talk about the 3 players that the New York Giants claimed off of waivers. The first one being wide receiver Jalen Moore, coming from the Baltimore Ravens, undrafted out of UT Martin in 2020. Has no stats in the regular season up to this point. He was added onto the practice squad since 2020 and has been a part of the Baltimore Ravens since, but obviously has never gotten his chance to play in a regular season game. He's 5'11", 191. Don't know too much about the guy. So, I assume he's just a camp body until, we get out of the preseason and we get into the regular season. I doubt he makes the regular season roster. I doubt he makes the initial 53 because we added him on so late and he has no experience at all. So we'll see what happens with him. So that's Jalen Moore. Then next we have Bailey Gaither. Gaither, I don't really know how to say his name. He comes from the USFL. Now, he was brought on as an undrafted free agent in 2021, I believe. out of San Jose State. He was added on to the Packers roster, I guess, as a camp body, and didn't make it. Went on to the USFL and has some plays in the USFL that looks good. So he was then with the Ravens as well, and also brought on to the New York Giants roster. So that's 2 former Ravens on the New York Giants roster. These guys, I don't really see them making the roster or doing anything. I think we have enough depth wide receivers. I know, our starters are kind of shaky because they are, a lot of them get hurt a lot. We did lose Collin Johnson, unfortunately, but I don't think that opens up a spot for Jalen Moore or Bailey Gaither to make the roster. They just don't look good enough, and I'm not gonna prioritize one of those guys over like a guy like David Sills, who I believe deserves a chance. The next one is Harrison Hand. He was a 5th round pick out of Temple by the Minnesota Vikings, I believe, in 2020. He hasn't gotten much playing time either. He has 1 interception in 2020, and he also only started 1 game, has 3 passes defense. He didn't do much of anything in 2021, had 9 games, none of them started, has 5 tackles last year. I don't know if he's going to make the roster. I assume he's just going to be depth on the roster if he does make it, because maybe he's a better option over a guy like Zion Gilbert, who is a young undrafted free agent. This guy was drafted. He has 2 years of experience. Maybe he makes the roster over a Zion Gilbert, but I don't expect him to get any really good playing time or anything like that. These claims really just are trying to add depth and camp bodies. I think Harrison Hand has a really good chance of making the roster just because he's made a couple of rosters. He's made the 2 years in the league. He's been in the league 2 years, and these other guys, the wide receivers, I don't think these guys are making the roster. But I think the Harrison Hand move is a good move to claim on the waiver and try to add some depth to this defensive back room. So that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. We just wanted to make a video real quick because we are going to be live for the Young Guns podcast tonight at 9 o'clock on this channel. We should have She Got Sports on, Lauren from She Got Sports. We'll see if that's confirmed that she's coming on tonight, but stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Woo!